Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Commerce Lab. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring you a very special guest. His name is Sammy, and he's the founder and CEO of Recu Media, which is an agency that specializes on everything that has to do with Amazon, especially around the advertising side of things. And that's why I brought Sammy today because we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with launching new products on Amazon, what are the best strategies right now in the PPC space, and just talk about Amazon in general and provide as much value as possible. So it's a pleasure to have you here, Sammy. How you doing today?
I'm great, Vincent. Thank you so much, man, for having me. It was pleasure. The last time we brought you in our podcast, it was a blast. I mean, same
Thank
here.
you.
I'm here to get some more knowledge from you and probably share some more from my side.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Sammy. I mean, yes, I was on your podcast a couple of weeks back, and it was definitely very nice. We had a ton of fun talking about also Amazon, PPC, all of that, and now it's my time to have you here. I think I know you have a lot of things to talk about, and that's the purpose of today's episode. Now before we get started, I usually like to use the first couple of minutes just to learn about the people I bring on board, especially because people that listen to the episode, they usually like to learn about a little bit of the background of people that come into the podcast. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about Sammy, how you got started into the commerce space, and how that led you to create your agency, Retro Media. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, 100%. So my name is Sammy Akthar. We run a full-service Amazon agency called Regrow Media. I started my journey in the year 2017 selling products on Amazon and growing it. Now we help brands to understand data and scale their revenue. That is what we are doing since years, and now we are scaling at a very rapid speed. We are a 35 people team right now, soon going to be 50 by December. So that's it, man. We are really happy to be here and share lots of tips and tricks.
Good, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, you've been growing quite a fast rate, so congrats on that. I wish you all the best. And now let's talk about all the things you're seeing in the Amazon space. I mean, I bet now with all the clients you have within your team, and basically the clients that your team is managing, you're seeing a lot of things on a daily basis. And what I want to use that to jump into is the launch strategies, right? I bet on a daily basis you always launching new products, you're seeing what is working, what is not working. So let's talk about that. I mean, what are you seeing right now that is working in the space, and what are some of the strategies you would recommend right now to Amazon sellers for launching new products? Yeah.
Yeah, first let me tell you what I don't recommend. First,
Okay, that's
all
good.
those two-stop URLs, all those black hats, all those getting reviews, stop that if you haven't stopped yet. Next, what is working now? So obviously, there is a very good relation with Google and Amazon, right? And we have
Yeah.
been running a lot of tests with Google Ads, TikTok ads, and found a really good result from Google Ads. A little bit good result from TikTok, but not so much better as Google Ads. So what we are doing is we're using Google Ads, the search ads, in the first
Yeah.
place. And in the middle, we are connecting with PixelMe. PixelMe is a software that helps to connect Amazon attribution. So Amazon have released their attribution long back where we can track external traffic conversions. So all the
Yeah.
traffic that are coming from Google, we can track that, how many clicks we're getting and how many clicks are converting to sales. Pixel basically connects on the back end with Amazon attribution, and along with that, each sale that we bring on, Amazon pays us a referral of an average of 10%. Now it starts with 5, goes to 20, but at an average, you get around 10% referral bonus.
Yeah.
Now, how quick you get it, that is a question. You obviously not get it on the next day. It
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
20 days to credit back. So what we're doing is we're running keyword campaigns in Google,
Okay.
and what we are seeing is the keywords that we're running in the ads. Once those ads are clicked, when customers are searching that keyword and they're clicking, going through the process of pixel me, going to the now at the last step here, we're using two things. First is a direct product URL, simple, clean URL, okay, with the canonical and the A sign. Next thing, what we have tried is a store page. I will come to that later on. So first, the middle part is a pixel me, which connects Amazon attribution, and Amazon gives you a link that we need to give it to pixel me. So
Good.
every sale that we're generating through that URL, we are getting it tracked, and we can know that what is happening. And the keyword that is generating the sale from the top end of the funnel through Google Ads.
Mm.
That is getting good rank juice that we have seen. And another thing that I want to add here is when people go into your listing that is completely new.
Yeah.
Let's assume you haven't taken the Vine program.
Yeah.
Vine have released some great offers right now. I think they have stopped it also because of the Q4s,
Yeah. It
but it
was
was a
fifty
great offer.
percent, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you should try it out, the audience that are looking at it right now.
For sure.
But that also takes time, right? You can't wait to get all the reviews and then start launching. I mean,
Yeah. For sure.
so when the listing is completely new, there is no reviews. Obviously, competitors will not stop running ads on your listing, right?
Mm.
There is
Yeah.
competitors ad showing from the top, below the buy box, below the bullet points, in the description, side of the reviews, everywhere, because that
Yeah.
is where Amazon gets the money. So it is full of product ads of your competitors. And what happened is you are paying for the click. You are ultimately paying for the click. You are bringing the customer, and customer coming to your listing. They are seeing that you have no reviews. Your listing is completely new. Trust factor is there. The trust becomes very less when they say no reviews. And then what they're doing is they're clicking and bouncing back from your listing to the competitors.
I see.
And that is causing huge cost per click jump that you may see the A cost goes very high during the launch, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in order to tackle that, we try to test one thing. Now I have launched one video in my YouTube channel almost 1 year back about trying Google Ads to single store page landing page. Now,
Okay.
how we created that store page is this is a store page. We added one single page in the current store that we are running. In that
Yeah.
page, the contents that we added was only for that one specific product. First, we added the module which allows to show the product, the title, and add to cart button and see details button.
Yeah.
We added that at the top. On the bottom, we added the product video module, and we have added some images module, and below that, we added some copy, some
Okay.
text. And followed by in the bottom of the page, we add the same module that we added on the top. Now, what happens in that last module is whenever someone clicks on add to cart, then the add to cart button changes and it becomes proceed to checkout. Now,
Mm.
guess what? In between all this, no product ads of your competitors are shown here, right?
Yeah. Smart.
That saves
Yeah.
a lot in clicks, and trust me, the conversion rate are really good.
Very
So
good.
that is what we are testing and getting really good results. And if you ask me about what should be the keyword strategy for PPC, I like to keep it very simple, not going towards a broad route because it will spend up.
Yeah.
Exact match, phrase match, and sometimes after 2 3 days we also turn on auto.
Okay.
That is the
That's
basic
good.
process.
Wow. Yeah. To be honest, the first one that you mentioned, the store one, is very unique. I mean, I think I haven't seen that anybody mentioned that, so very good tip on that. And now, just before we jump into the keyword side of things, I also want to quickly jump into the Google Ads side, because a lot of people ask, okay, I definitely need to do some Google Ads, but how do I find the keywords I need to do Google Ads on, right? So I wanted to ask you how you choose these keywords. On average, how many keywords you use for Google Ads? And then once you send those keywords to Amazon, that traffic from those clicks on Google to Amazon, how you choose which are the keywords you want to send that traffic to? Yeah.
Yeah, so the first step, let me tell you step by step. The first
Yeah.
step, we search the main keyword of the product, whatever
Okay.
the name is. And this keyword is not going to be used in the further experiment. So we choose the keyword. Let's assume the product is water bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we search the keyword water bottle. Amazon gives us a list of products in the search result. Now,
Yeah.
what we did is we use Helium 10's Chrome extension and we put X-ray. It gave the list in a good format. We sorted by sales, monthly sales, higher to lower, and we selected the top 10 AA signs from there. That is
Okay.
getting huge sales. Then
Yeah.
we put those 10 AA signs in Cerebro
Mm-hmm.
and we downloaded the CSV report and we uploaded it in the Google Sheet. Then what we did, we asked Google Sheet that remove all unnecessary details and columns that are there.
Yeah.
Only show me the keyword or phrases. Only show me the search volume. Only show me per A sign where it is ranked. Now, Helium 10 gives you the data where, with all those 10 A signs where their position rank is.
Yeah.
And then what we did, now I learned this method from Brandon Young, DataHawk. That is a
Yeah.
great tool. I put one column there that is called relevancy.
Mm.
Now, Helium 10 does it for you automatically. There is an option.
Yeah.
There is
I know.
also option to find opportunity keywords, which is also good.
Yeah.
Now, what I did in this relevancy column is I use a formula called count if. And I
Mm.
counted and I asked Google Sheet that only show me the numbers. So in that left hand side, you'll see the keywords, right?
Yeah.
Beside that, there is a search volume. Then it shows all the 10 ASINs where they're ranked. Now
Yeah.
ask Google that for how many keywords, for how many, for this keyword, how many of the 10 ASINs are ranked in the first page
Yeah.
out of the 10 ASINs?
Mm.
Now it gave me number 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
Now 7 means out of 10, only 7 are ranked in the first page.
Mm.
And 10 means all the 10 AA signs that we have selected are ranked in the first page for that keyword that is in that column.
Yeah.
Then I asked Google Sheet that I don't want to see any relevancy less than 7. So Google
Mm.
Sheet did the same. It showed me all the keywords of relevancy 7 and higher.
I see.
And that will be a list of 20 to 40 keywords for maximum of the products. You will not find more.
Yeah. Usually it's not allowed. Yeah.
Yeah. So we use those keywords in this, at the starting point.
I see.
We tested exact match and phrase match. Same in Google.
And
So
basically, those
those
keywords,
two,
that list, you also use the same list to do Google Ads, right?
yeah, exactly.
I see. Very interesting. And now,
And also Google
eh,
has their own keyword planner as well. If you put those keywords, it will also just suggest you more keywords. But since you are planning for ranking, I would suggest to target those keywords which are planning to be ranked, right?
I see. And I guess then the keyword that you are targeting on Google, you would then use within the attribution Amazon link the same keyword, but that basically triggers the search on Amazon, right? The same keyword.
Yeah, you don't have to put keywords in the attribution because what happens is the coincidence is whenever a search happens and customer clicks on the ad and
Yeah.
the ad is targeted towards that keyword,
Okay.
Google automatically adds that keyword in the QID in their URL, and that
Okay.
is how that is gets calculated, I guess.
Okay, that's good. And then I guess what you do with the 10% you get back, you then use that to keep doing Google Ads, and then basically
Yeah,
it's a money printing machine.
yeah, exactly.
Good, good. Now, so we talk about Google Ads, and now within PPC, I like the fact that you mentioned you usually start with exact and phrase, and then down the line you activate what we call automatic broad, because then you don't really want to activate those the first day when Amazon has no data around your product, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
besides exact and phrase, do you also do some kind of advertising when it comes to product targeting, sponsor brands, sponsor display, or you leave that more down the line? What do you think about those? Yeah,
Yeah, generally product targeting we look at in two ways. First is the newest arrivals. So all the
yeah.
new products that have arrived in the market, we can short it in the section that comes to the top right. We
Mm-hmm.
short the top newest arrivals that are being ranked right now. We
Okay.
select 10 to 15 of that and also the top 10. Now the
Okay.
top 10 needs more attention from your side because that will spend a lot. So make sure
Yeah.
we are keeping a close eye on that.
Especially
That
if
is
your
generally
reviews are
the
low and price is higher. I
exactly.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good. And once sorry, you were saying I interrupted you, but you were saying that you get those 10 competitors. So I guess what you
Mhm.
do is
Yeah.
you also create a product targeting on the top 10 sellers of that specific main keyword, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
good. Now, when it comes to sponsor brands and sponsor display, when do you usually see that coming into the equation when it comes to advertising? Usually after you do a product launch for a product. Yeah.
If I tell you about sponsored brands, those are expensive ads, right?
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean, you are master at this. I don't have to
Yeah,
tell you this. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So those are expensive ads, especially display ads. Trust me, that doesn't work really well when your listing has no reviews, right? Because again, there is
yeah,
certain criteria that we need to fulfill first in terms
yeah.
of reviews. Another thing is display ad works really well. There is one campaign that we set always, that is a permanent campaign that we have to set no matter who is the client. That is the
Mm-hmm.
retargeting, right? Set
Mm,
retargeting for 7 days, 14 days, 60 days, that way. So those are the things that display ads bring, and that is the most valuable one, I think.
good. And when it comes to video ads within sponsor brands, do you also feel at the beginning might be expensive if you don't have
Yeah.
any reviews or nothing? Or have you actually seen any success in video campaigns down the line in your
So
clients?
I'll tell you one strategy that we work with brands, sponsored brands, then
Yeah.
a display. So what we do is we first, if let's assume the listing is matured, okay, we
Okay.
have more than 500 reviews. What we do is we try to find out that our listing is ranked in the first page for how many keywords.
Okay.
Another way to tell you this is just go and download the search term report. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And short by the date range should be last 90 days. The report date range should be last 90 days.
Yeah.
Then short by for each keyword that have given you conversion for that SKU in the last 90 days. Counting
Okay.
the conversion should be more than three because one conversion or one sale doesn't count to be a good purchase,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we selected those keywords. Now for this keywords, this bunch of you'll get 20, 30 keywords maybe. Those keywords we are ranked organically now in the first
Mm-hmm.
page. Now what we do is we start with a headline search ad with a custom brand image.
Okay.
So it appears big. Okay.
Yeah.
And followed by, we also run sponsored ads in exact for the same
Mm-hmm.
keyword. First comes the headline ad, then comes your sponsored
Top
product
placement.
ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then comes your organic listing. Then, if you notice, video ads takes a lot more placement. Like first
Mm,
comes the video, then comes the listing. We make sure our video ads also show there. Now,
okay.
your ads will show and will be relevant because you're already organically ranked for that keyword.
Yeah.
That is what we call omnipresent strategy, and that is working really good for us. And
Yeah.
on the product listing, we set our brand protection campaigns with display with product. That is, I mean, we have learned a
Yeah.
lot from you on the
Actually,
last podcast on that.
yeah. Actually, you mentioned the branding strategy. I mean, first of all, the strategy of sponsor brands, sponsor pros, and video. I think that's amazing because basically what you do is you don't leave any gap for the competition to come in. But yeah, at the same time, it's kind of overlap with branding strategy in terms of attacking and defending strategy. So what I mean by this is you may also have defensive campaigns to make sure people don't target your brand, search terms, and
Yeah.
all of that. So do you actually do that also at the beginning when launching, or you also wait a little bit because maybe at the beginning people don't know your brand and all of that? So usually when you activate some defensive campaigns.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree with you. At the starting, it doesn't make sense because we'll not have that much brand reputation and not that much reviews as well. So I don't think that will work that much, right?
Okay, good. And now let's talk about segmentation of the keywords among these initial campaigns for launch. What I mean by this is we all know that the number one mistake you can do for PPC is that on a single campaign, you put 300 keywords, exact phrase broad, everything mixed. It becomes a nightmare, right? So when you're launching a new product, usually what do you advise in terms of how you divide the keywords among how many campaigns, how many keywords maybe you advise max per campaign, and any other thing you might recommend for when setting the campaigns for launch? Yeah.
Yeah, generally, the campaigns will be structured in two ways. First, let's talk about the keywords which have very high search volume.
Yeah.
So we generally, and you will find probably five to six keywords such with
Yeah. Yeah.
very high search volume. So we generally keep them in a single keyword campaign in exact just to monitor them and just to have a free hand while checking them how they're performing and all.
Okay.
And for the rest, we generally love to keep it five to six in single campaign and no ad group differentiation is there. Only one campaign, one ad group because we don't like
Yeah.
how Amazon distributes their budget when one campaign, one ad group starts getting sales.
I know, I know. And because you mentioned that usually you have exact and phrase, would you also negate those exact on the phrase, or you would just keep it with different bits and not negate those on the phrase campaigns?
No, we don't do it because when we're starting a campaign, negating something really hurts the data, what we
I
have
know.
seen.
Mm.
So that is what we keep aside. I mean, we can check the overlapping with the downloading search to impression share report after a few months, maybe.
Yeah,
But at the starting, I don't feel there's a need for negotiating
yeah, the
any
same.
keywords.
Yeah, I feel just by using bits, different bits on one campaign, or you avoid that
Mhm.
overlap. Good. Now, so we already talked about Google Ads that you're using, PPC. Let's talk also in terms of the listing itself. So, do you do anything specific on the listing when launching? And what I mean by this is, do you actually evolve your listing as you start gathering data? You keep it optimized based on the search report. So give us some tips around that because I get a lot of questions about that as well in terms of how often should I be optimizing my listing when launching? Is that gonna affect my organic ranking, all of that? So what do you advise on that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I had Stephen Pope from My Amazon Guy in my podcast,
Mm.
and he's a
Yeah.
guy who is specialist in SEO. So I
Yeah.
learned a lot of things from him as well. Even my team also learns a lot of things from him, and we try to use and implement some of the strategies as well. So we follow a 3 months SEO optimization process. Now let's talk about the listing is completely new. We have launched. When the
Okay.
listing is new, it would probably take optimization on every month or 14 days. Now, this optimization will not go in the front end, not changing the title bullet points, it will go on the back end. By
I
back end,
see.
I mean you have subject matters that you can't see, but you can upload in the flat file or in Helium 10. You
Yeah.
have the option search terms, which now I think it is becoming generic keywords.
Yeah.
So those features, as facial features option is added, I think that is great. That comes in the listing itself. That shows in
Okay.
the listing. So those are the steps which we generally change, and then comes to the A plus content. That is all text and tags. So in first the generic keywords, we generally put misspellings in there,
Okay.
and once those misspellings are indexed, we can check in the keyword tracker that whether we index or not. Then we replace those, because
Hmm.
once it is indexed, if we replace it, it doesn't affect our ranking for that keyword. Then we
Okay.
put new set of keywords, and again we are aiming for new ranking for new keywords as well. And then going for the alt text. So generally, when you start a listing, we generally love to create A plus content with lot of modules and lot of copy.
I
Okay,
see.
then we need to type, not in the image itself. But
Okay.
as we grow, as we start getting more conversion, we generally put and use the 970 to 600 dimension module that we have. The big chunk of image that comes, we use probably five, six of them. And also,
Okay.
if we are using comparison chart, then we probably keep it to five.
Okay.
So there in the alt text, we use other languages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like if you're selling in US, you probably use using Spanish there.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are the things what we use there, and that really works. So that is basically how the SEO works. We have to constantly change it, and
Yeah.
when the listing is new, after 1 month, we generally also change the title and all, title bullet points. So
Okay.
those keeps on going.
Very good tips. Okay, good. And now just to clarify, because I know I get also this question a lot, and maybe you also do. People always ask me, "Oh, if I change my title, if I change my bullet points, if I change this, I'm gonna lose my organic ranking." And that's my main question. Have we actually seen a huge impact if you fully change a title, bullet points, and drop in organic ranking, or you haven't really when you do those changes?
Yeah, 100%. I will agree on that. Firstly, we'll be putting those keywords in the title that will be most relevant, right? Title
Yeah.
should have the most relevant two, three keywords.
Okay.
And right now, if your title don't have the most converting keywords, you should be changing it, and that should impact the sales. Because
Yeah.
ultimately, if the title has some irrelevant keywords that is not giving you that much sales, there is no way of keeping that in the title, right? I mean, you shouldn't keep it.
Yeah. For sure. That's awesome, Sammy. I mean, to be honest, yeah, we cover quite a lot. We cover external traffic, PPC, listings. I mean, is there anything else you feel? I mean, because launching products on Amazon, to be honest, is so vast. I mean, there are so many strategies out there. I don't know if there is something else you want to mention, something that you feel would add value, so we can start concluding today's episode that you'd like to add.
Yeah. So what happens? What happened? Let me tell you one story. We
Sure.
attended
Yeah.
this conference last month. Okay. In that
Okay.
conference, there was it was for Amazon sellers who are
Okay.
selling globally. So in
Okay.
that conference, we had a lot of clients of ours also coming there. And what happens is in this type of conference, a lot of agency owners also comes,
Okay.
and they usually come and ask these questions. Tell me one trick. Tell me one the latest trick that is happening with Amazon.
Yeah.
I generally tell them a story of a Sunday afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a story of a Sunday, lazy Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And there are two school going kids, and they had a crazy idea. So
Okay.
they rounded up three goats from the nearest farm, and what they did was crazy. They painted the number one, two, and four on those three goats,
Okay.
and they let those three goats run inside and hide inside the school premises. The
Okay.
next day, the next morning, the teachers started arriving in the school, the students started arriving in the school, all the people of the staff all started arriving in the school.
Hmm.
And slowly they started to realize that something is wrong. They could smell that something is fishy going here.
Yeah.
And they could see there was goat, uh, what I'll say like this, goat droppings everywhere,
Yeah.
and that was creating very bad smell.
Yeah.
So the school authority decided that let's build a team to find out the goats where they are. Within 15 minutes, the team were able to found three goats numbered 1, 2, and 4.
Okay.
Okay. Now they were relieved that they have found the goats, but at the same time they were worried because they haven't got the number 3 goat.
Yeah.
Right. So there is huge panic and like chaos going on. So the school authority thought, let's give the students a holiday today and let's uh, find the third goat who has
Yeah.
number 3 on it.
Yeah.
So they built a team with all the canteen workers, all the students, sorry, the teachers, the staff,
Yeah.
and then go on finding that third goat,
Okay.
and which was obviously not there, right?
Yeah.
So, and you know the story, how it goes. They will obviously not able to find it because there was no goat where 3 was written there. The same
Mm,
thing happens with tricks when it comes to Amazon. You will find tricks that will work for 1 month,
I
but
know.
truly saying there is no such trick that will go along lifelong, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes it's even coincidence and they call it a trick, you know? So,
yeah, even you are running an agency, you have a lot of clients, and we talk often, right? So, the thing that happens is tricks are bad for our agencies because when there is a trick, the trick will last for less than 1 month. We make the
yeah.
changes and the trick changes.
Yeah.
And campaigns evolve and optimize over time, right? The
I know.
Amazon algorithm is like that. And if we change continuously, that affects the algorithm.
You're
So
just
don't
jumping
follow
around.
tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't follow tricks. There is simple SOP that goes how the campaign works, how advertising works. You bring on traffic. If your listing is good, you will get sales. So make sure you always optimize your listing, A plus content and images, videos, all sorts of things. Make sure you put a brand story with clickable images. That was
Wow.
the last thing I wanted to add.
Good, man. I love it. I love that conclusion. I think that's the reality, man. PPC at the end of the day is just going back to the basics. Make sure you do the basic things correctly. If you do it correctly over a long period of time, if the product is the correct product, it should work always, always. So 100%. Good,
Yeah.
man. So thank you very much, Sammy. I know you also I want to give you a couple of minutes so you can share where people can find you if they want to reach out to you, the website of your agency. So can you please share that with us? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find me at www.regrowmedia.com, REGRO I'm
Okay.
really active in LinkedIn. You can also
Yeah.
find me in YouTube by searching Sammy Akthar. You will probably see Visage's video over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can reach out to me there in LinkedIn. You can message me. We can personally chat. No issues on that.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much, and hopefully I can have you in the next one so we can keep talking about Amazon stuff. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. It's a pleasure to be in the show.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care.
bye.